So hello, let's kick off again. Hello everybody, it is Claire, it is Tuesday, it is cold. We are recording another version episode of the Awakened Woman podcast. So before I get started, I wanted to come in and say hi. It's been a little while since I have been here. It has been a little while since I have joined you all. And there's been a reason for my little bit of quietness, and I wanted to share that a little bit today with you. So if you're seeing me come in live, hope you're having an awesome lunch. Hope you are feeling really, really well and coming in on a Tuesday. It is a little bit chilly here. I've just put the heater on. I have my Poochie Woochie, throwing me attitude and shade down here. So welcome everybody. I'm really glad to have you. To everyone who is listening on the podcast, welcome to the Awakened Woman podcast. My name is Claire Burt. I am the identity and breaking up with being busy expert here, and I delve into so many practices of mindfulness, of modalities, and really bring peace, calm, and joy back to women who are struggling with balancing all the hats that they wear. So if this is you, I want to thank you so much for finding me. If this is you, then I want you to stick around and listen to this. The next few episodes are going to be really punchy. And if that is not what you're after, then thank you for listening. If this is what you are after, if you are after the kick in the middle of winter that is going to get you through, then this is your time. So welcome, like I said, to episode 21. We are streaming live onto Facebook. So if you're watching this, then please jump on in, come in, say hi. I would love to see you and your comments as well. So today we are up to episode 21 here. We are up to season 2, and it is all about what is your constant busyness saying about you. Now, why this is so important and why I haven't posted an episode for a little while, I want to disclose to you, is because I've been stuck in my own head. Let's face it, I have been massively stuck in my head. I have been stuck in my doubt, in my fear, in my scarcity, in my fear of being seen. So I've been hiding, and I have been comparing myself to so many people on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, and I've been trying to do what they're doing. Now, you will have seen and heard over the last few 12 months and 6 months, I have gone from a life coach to a confidence coach to an identity coach, and I am coming back a full circle because I cannot stress enough how important breaking up with being busy is for me. It was my signature program when I launched 2 years ago. It is a program that is something that is so dear to my heart. So I have stopped in the last few months circling around, trying to be what everyone else has been, trying to follow what's on Instagram, follow what's on TikTok, trying to really surround myself and do what everyone else is doing. And it's been further away from what I actually want to do. I've been busy being busy, and I have been speaking to nobody. That is why, as a busy woman and a busy mum, you need to get on top of your mindset. There are so many examples I see of women, I have seen myself, where you run around in your circle and it's the ego speaking. I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. And what it is actually telling to you is that you don't value yourself enough to say, I deserve more, I deserve peace, I deserve quiet. And there's lots of things that we break down. Now, over the last few months, and especially in the last few weeks, you will have seen my changing in my messaging. I was always an over deliverer. I'm an oversharer. It is why I created a podcast because it's got to help women get into it, right? But what it is actually also saying is that I need to narrow down what my message is, who am I speaking to, and what am I needing to speak with my clients with. And that has been evident through the results that my clients are getting. It's been a little bit scattered. It's been a little bit all over the place. So in the last month, I've narrowed it all down. I've quietened my busy mind. I've gone back to basics. I have gone back to quietening my busyness. Okay, I've broken up with my busyness. I've had the hard conversations. I've set the habits in place. I have set the boundaries. Now, if you're a previous breaking up with being busy client, please let me know. You're going to know that there are a few modules. There were 6 modules we went through. It is something that is going to be revived, but it is also something that is going to be plunged and thriving through my new membership, which is called Thrive. Now, this is a space, and I'm marketing it for busy women and mums, but it is your bestie in your pocket. Okay, the struggle that we feel, the heaviness that's in our chest, the need for us to prove ourselves of success, of worthiness, of love, of accolades, of the gold star is shown through our need to be productive. So for much of the time, my version of success is money driven, which is then holding hands with productivity, which is holding hands of I need to be at my desk 8 hours a day. Okay, so I'm switching between all my hats. I'm not allowed to leave. I'm not allowed to do midweek pull-ups. I'm not allowed. I'm stuck in my corporate mindset of I must be filling my time per minute. Okay, except I'm not in corporate. I'm not billing my time in minute blocks. And I don't actually have anything to prove to anybody else except me. So why am I stressing about something? Why am I creating problems? Why am I creating drama? Why am I getting involved where I simply do not need to be? Why am I being busy for the sake of being busy? Who is that proving? Okay, so if you are involved in things you don't want to be involved in, there are lots of things that are stopping you, or there's a reason for that. And that is why you need to be acutely aware. Now, in my findings, what I know to be true, what I have seen, and what I have noticed in language of my clients who have thought about breaking up with being busy, and the patterns of those women who don't, is this. The one theme that is constant through each of these people or each of these clients is this. The need for you to be busy is the need for you to feel accepted. So if you're not busy, you're not going to be accepted by the calls. If you're not busy, you sit around, drink coffee and go to Pilates all day. If you're not busy, you're not a good enough mum. Okay? If you're not busy, what are you doing with your life? You're not good enough. You're not a good enough mum, a good enough wife, a good enough worker. Okay? If you pay too much attention to the wrong things, you become that wrong thing. If you're looking for drama, if you're looking for trouble, if you're looking for busyness, you will always find it. The world is always going to show you, reality will show you examples of this. It's commonplace. How many times do you want to buy a red car and then you see all red cars? So what this is saying is that breaking up with being busy is not just simply saying no. Nah, I'm not, my coach Claire said I need to break up with being busy, so I'm not doing anything anymore. Nah, man. Do you reckon that's really going to help your situation? Do you reckon that's really going to help your anxiety, your fatigue, your stress, your relationships, your partnerships, your kids, your workplace? No, you're going to create even more friction because you don't understand why you are doing it. Now, people are going to always say that they're busy because it's coming from an ego place because they perhaps weren't made to feel important. Now, what it also is saying is that you don't value yourself enough to say no. You don't value yourself enough to put space between the chaos and the whirlwind right in front of you and you. You don't value yourself enough, okay, to say, maybe this isn't working for me. You're not vulnerable enough with yourself. You don't know what it is because perhaps you weren't taught. Perhaps you're the first in your family to venture through this. Perhaps you're the black sheep that is like, I need to break away with this. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. So your constant busyness is showing you to you that you don't value yourself. You are showing your kids that your constant busyness means that this is how an adult is. Okay, that you need to be busy, you need to be highly strung, you need to be hyper stressed. And this is what life is like for the next 20 years. You're also showing your husband, your partner, that I'm more important than you and I don't value your thoughts. I don't value your time. You're not good enough for my time. My time is precious. I'm more important than you. You need me more than I need you. Now, why I know for a fact that this is true is because this is what I used to do. This is what I used to say. I used to display these habits. I was the alpha. I did all these things. I was in corporate, in my mindset, stuck mindset, limited mindset. I didn't value growth mindset. I didn't value people. And I didn't value anyone that wanted to be there. Okay. I was constantly busy because it made me be the it girl. The it girl that had no emotion, dead inside, couldn't hold a conversation face to face, would not even dream about showing up on a live because I'm too good for that. I had people managing my calendars. Okay. I had the gold lounge passes. I traveled. I was busy. I did it all at the sacrifice of my family, at the sacrifice of missing my kids, putting them to bed, at the sacrifice of not having a decent conversation with my husband that led to a period in our lives where we were so disconnected it fell apart. Are you willing, as a woman who is proudly saying that you are constantly busy, are you willing to do this for the next 20 years of your life? Are you willing to put yourself last? Are you willing to show your kids that they're not important enough? Are you willing to tell your husband, your partner, that they're not worthy of 5 minutes on the couch of your time? Are you willing to set a boundary? Are you willing to say no? Are you willing to meditate? Are you willing to write it out? Are you willing to get to the bottom of the story as to why you are constantly busy and where you learned that from? Are you willing? Because if you're not, that is awesome. Congrats, hun. I'm so proud. You are just never going to live your life free. You're never going to have a free life to think for yourself, feel for yourself, enjoy your life, enjoy joy. Okay? Because you're going to be constantly chasing next. What's next? Who's good enough? Is that enough? I'm comparing. That is what your reality is going to be. You're going to be getting to the point where you're going to be a 75-year-old woman and you're going to sit back and go, holy crap, what have I missed? You've had your head down, your ass up the whole life, that when you finally come up for air, there is no one there. Okay, you're going to be too old to be bothered. You're going to be too grumpy to be bothered. Okay, are you willing to be that 75-year-old who cannot be bothered? Who's the grumpy nana? Okay, there's a difference between a grumpy nana and cool kick-ass nana. Or are you willing to gently try, to gently allow yourself to be seen, to have a new habit, to listen to some good news, to do something that no one in your circle is doing and not feel judged for it? Are you willing? Are you willing to speak to your partner about how you're feeling? Are you willing to listen to your partner about how they're feeling and how hard it is for them to live with you? Are you willing to have a conversation with your kids and say, how does it feel being your mum? What do you feel like I need to do more of? Had this conversation with my almost 12-year-old last week. Broke my heart because I'm so much better than the person I was 4 years ago. The 4 years ago me, I didn't realize she was almost coming back and I have to put her back into her place. Okay. Are you willing to let your scarcity mindset go? Are you willing to look for a solution in every problem or a problem in every solution? Because whatever you decide, whichever path you are going to go to, you need to make a strong decision. You cannot switch between the two. You cannot be a pendulum that swings from staying to change to staying to change. You've got to stay and be resentful the rest of your life, or you're going to change and take that path. Okay, it's taken you 40 years plus, whatever your age is, to get to here now. You're not going to fix that in 28 days, 6 days, 7 days, 30 days. Okay, this is a lifelong commitment you are making to yourself, to your kids, to your partner, and to your career, whatever you choose it to be. Are you willing to be that person? Because let me tell you, the rainbow effect of where I am now versus where I was, I can't explain to you. Life is quiet. And I don't mean that I live in the country and there are birds chirping and that life inside my head is quiet. Okay. You start to notice when you're around people that you used to be like, and you're in situations that you used to be in, how chaotic they are. You get this appreciation for standing back and going, that's who I was. That's what I did. That's what I said. And I thought that that was okay. No one pulled me up because no one was brave enough to come to me and say, you need to pull your head out and start doing something about it because it ain't working. Why? Because I created an environment of eggshells. I created chaos that it was easier for people to survive and exist than live in. So what are you creating? When you wake up every day, as a busy woman, you wake up at whatever time you wake up. Are you structured and organized? And are you choosing the attitude you're showing up with so that people know what to expect. People feel comfortable around you. Remember, you're creating, your life should be a collaboration. Your life should be a collaboration with your children, with your partner, at work. Okay. It is not you ruling the whole environment in your world. It is you being a leader that invites collaboration. Why? Because collaboration requires you to listen, you to hear things you don't want to hear, for you to do things you don't want to do, make changes that you don't want to do, because you know in the heart of hearts it's the best of what's going to happen. You making a change in simple steps in your language, you making a choice of what you listen to, who you surround yourself with, guarantees what your life will look like. Okay, you say to your kids every day, you've got to make good choices. Are you following your same advice? Are you making good choices? Every day you're driving into work saying, don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it, not today, not today, not today. Or are you listening to a podcast that's filling your head with good noise? Are you listening to a meditation in your lunch break that is going to help you reframe that stress that you've walked into the lunch break with, so that you can reframe it and go, I know who I need to be in this situation. Okay, that is what, I hope you can't hear my dog snoring in the background. That is what a strong, confident woman does. That is what confidence can do and will do for you. Okay, that is what your busyness won't do for you. Your busyness will find a problem in every solution. Your busyness is your frustration, is your entitlement, is your bratty attitude. That is what your busyness is saying. Your busyness is attracting chaos. Your busyness is attracting whinging people to you. Your busyness is attracting a lifestyle that is much more chaotic than it needs to be. Okay, that is what your busyness is saying. Your busyness is saying you're disconnected. Your busyness is disconnect, chaos, invisibility. You're not seen, you're not heard, you're bloody well not understood either. Why? Because you're not taking the time for you to be the priority so that everyone else can benefit from that. Okay. If you're constantly busy, it is up to you to choose what you do with your life. You make the edits, you're the editor in every single thing. You take out bits and you add bits in. And if you are saying that you are burnt out and you're running a bubble bath, sweetheart, you are not burnt out. You're just tired. You're chasing a gold star and your arrogance is stopping people from helping you. Burnout is when you are physically ill, tired, stressed, on the verge of having a massive breakdown because you've let the triggers run your life, in your life. You need to unpack all those stories. You need to unpack all of that drama. That is what burnout is. And anyone that's listening, especially on the Facebook group, anyone who is suffering burnout will tell you the differences. I'm tired today. I'm not burnt out. A bit tired. Okay, I'm not burnt out. Why? Because I know what burnout is. Burnout nearly destroyed my marriage. Led me to not know who my kids were. Missed out on so much. Okay, let me walk out of a job because I just didn't feel like being that woman anymore. That is what burnout did. Burnout led me to today. I obviously had to experience that in order to be here healing today, showing women, being the leader for women who need a shining light. That is what Thrive is. Thrive is your app, is your website, is your membership site that is going to house every single thing that we've just spoken about. So, you know, the meditations, the breath work, the stretching, the good mood food, calm mind, the strong body, the masterclasses, the ideas, the writing, the release, the surrender, the unpacking, the digging for gold that is inside you. That is what Thrive is. Your choice now is, are you willing to thrive, or are you willing to stay exactly where you are? And there's nothing bad about either of them. If you want to stay where you are, that's cool. Okay, you can't be resentful for those that try. So what is your constant busyness saying? Have you actually asked your kids what they think when you're running around in circles, barking orders, being snappy? You can say, you know, what do they feel? Do they like it when you're snappy at 5 in the afternoon when you're trying to do homework and washing and getting home from work and doing their bits and pieces? Do they like it? Do they like sensing your frustration? Do they like walking on eggshells? Does your partner feel they're not allowed to talk, vent? Do they feel like they are competing with you? Who's busier? Okay. Do you feel like you belong? Your busyness is guiding you down a path of entitlement, of arrogance, of ego, stemming from a place where you really don't feel you belong. You doubt yourself at every corner. You are in constant survival mode just to get by every day. Is it worth it? Is it honestly worth your while being busy? Some people thrive in it. I've known a few people who I used to work with that were surviving and loving and thriving in this constant busyness. They may have had some subtle underlying problems that they didn't want to tend to, but that's not me. So what is your constant busyness saying about you? What are you willing to walk away from in order to gain? What are you willing to make a habit in a soft, gentle, easy way that's going to make the 75-year-old version of you not be grumpy, not be resentful and hateful that they've missed their life? What is the 75-year-old version of you wishing you would start now, in hindsight, in retrospect, in a life of living her life? What does she really want you to focus on now? Okay. Go and ask a 75-year-old woman what she sees as the problem for women our age these days. That is what you need to work on. It's working on being present. It's working on loving. It's taking care of people, taking care of yourself, traveling, experiencing. Can't do that if you're doing everything for everyone else. Okay, do that. That is what your task should be. Okay, because your constant busyness is not going to go away. It's a step ladder. And are you willing to jump off that ladder or continue rising? Because at some point you're going to have a mental breakdown. Some point you're going to have an absolute moment. And there will be collateral damage along the way with it. It's just a given. Unless you power your mindset, unless you strengthen your mindset, your mindfulness, your practices, your habits, your language, your love, your energy, unless you strengthen every single one of those rungs, probably not going to experience the life that the 80-year-old version of you wants. That's okay. Because sometimes it's going to be hard, and sometimes it's going to be awkward, and sometimes it's going to be the. But it's in those yuck moments that you're going to find your strength, and you're going to make it work, and you're going to feel like it was all worth it. Trust me. And I think that's the power we have now as women. We are starting to realize that priority and what we are as the priority and how we make everything in our clockwork run so efficiently is because we decided to say yes, because we made ourselves important, because we did the hard things, because we asked for help, because we took the steps, we unpacked the baggage, we rewrote the story, we speak good language, loving language to ourselves. We're a living demonstration of what a powerful, strong modern woman is to our kids, what a great dynamic family is to our kids, what healthy conversations are with our kids, what healthy relationships look like. Okay? We are that living demonstration, and that only comes from you not being constantly busy and giving them the attention that they deserve as well. So I hope that you found this little chat great. I'm really looking forward to bring you the busyness mindset podcast steps in the next few episodes. It's going to be a really great toolkit for you. For those that are listening and have really pricked up about Thrive and what Thrive can do, please head over to www.claireburt.com.au/Thrive, and there'll be all the details there. Otherwise, you can find me on Insta and emails as well. And I look forward to seeing you all really, really soon. So thanks for joining me.